Hello, loved ones. This is Love Marlene 411, and welcome to another episode of From My Heart to Yours. And we're going to start with the channel song.
I spent a lifetime hiding in the grave with a heavy heart and nothing left to say. Battling shadows, walking in the rhythm of the life I didn't choose. From the silent cries and the darkest nights to the moments I almost gave up the fight. I was lost in the echoes of a hollow sound, searching for a solid piece of ground. But I'm Love Marlene 411, and I'm standing tall. I'm living proof that you can survive it all. From the 411 to the depths of my soul, I'm taking back the pieces, making them whole. It's a journey of healing, a path to the light. We're breaking every curse and winning the fight. From my heart to yours, let the healing start. We're making peace with the past and broken parts. It's more than just a story, it's a brand new lens, seeing where the trauma stops and where the light begins. Breaking generational chains, link by link, learning how to feel, learning how to think, guarding my spirit, my mind and my peace, watching the anxiety and the tension release. I found a self-love that was always meant to be, a gift from God now living in me. No more worthlessness, no more shame. I'm calling out the joy and I'm calling it by name. I am conscious of the seeds we sow. Watch how the garden starts to grow. But I'm Love Marlene 411, and I'm standing tall. I'm living proof that you can survive it all. From the 411 to the depths of my soul, I'm taking back the pieces, making them whole. It's a journey of healing, a path to the light. We're breaking every curse and winning the fight. From my heart to yours, let the healing start. We're making peace with the past and broken parts. Spread the love, spread the light, live your best life, hold on tight. I'm Love Marlene 411. The journey has just begun.
Hello to my loved ones. How are you doing? This is Love Marlene 411, your channel for all of the positive and trauma healing and talking about all of the relationship issues so we can have a healthier relationship, not only with others, but ourselves. So, welcome to today's topic. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about the subject of they are just taking up space. And I'm going to let you guys know what I mean by that in a little bit because this is something that I've been wanting to cover for a while. And another content creator here on YouTube did a topic very similar to this, and her channel is Miss Purple. So shout out to Miss Purple. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can watch her video that she made. But I want to give my thoughts on this topic of that they are just taking up space. Something that I want to say, starting this topic, is that so many people will come into our life with their toxicity, their drama, their negativity, and they are just here to take up space in your life. They are not here to bring any benefits. They're not here to help. They're not here to support. The only reason why they come into your life is just to take up that space in your life. Hey, Lara, how are you doing? I'm doing amazing. Happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, they're not here in your life to provide any value in your life. So there, don't think that just because people will say those magic words of I love you, that they're in your life because they care about you. Many people know how to puppet you and get you involved emotionally, and they do things like love bombing, which is very toxic, or gaslighting, manipulating, so many things. But I want to cut right to the chase and just say this straight, that they're not in your life to provide any value. It means that even if they say they love you, if their actions are not proving it, it's irrelevant. You're wasting your time, your energy, your mental health, your peace of mind, your heart, romantically, if it's a romantic relationship, or you're wasting the time where you could get involved in other endeavors that will bring you benefits. And I honestly didn't understand that growing up. I automatically assumed that the people who said that they loved me were in my life for good reasons, because they cared about me and they wanted me to win and they wanted me to succeed. But I'm going to tell you guys something, that just because people will say the words they love you, or the ones that you hang around with, or the ones that you're related to by blood, or people that you've been friends the longest, the people that you trust the most are the same individuals that hurt you the most, because they don't care about anybody other than themselves. And it's hurtful, it's hard to hear, but it's the painful reality, it's the truth. They're just there to take up space. They're not helping you to vibrate higher. They're not trying to empower you. They're not trying to get you to succeed in this life. They are just holding a space in your life, not bringing you any value. Usually, the people who are just the space holders are the individuals that bring a lot of anger and dysfunction and drama, negativity and judgment into your life, which we talk about on this channel. We talk about on this channel a lot, because it's not good to have people who are just only around to use you. We're going to elevate our minds, not just go by the words people say, but we're going by the actions, because that's what really counts. The shoulda, woulda, couldas, the excuses, the whatever it is, what happened to them in the past. These are all things that people will say to make you feel sorry for them, or for you to keep helping them, or to guilt you, or manipulate you, or take you on this ride of toxicity that only is going to end when you stop allowing them to take up the space in your life. Lyra says, yes, the past, right? She wants to be happy in her life, and she knows that. Yeah, you have to think about yourself. And for the majority of us, we were usually not taught that from the time we were children. We were always taught to give and help and support other people. But you know what? Those same people who want you to help them and support them, it's only because they are benefiting. You're not getting any benefit from the relationship. What you get is mental health disruption. What you get is anger, a lot of pain, trauma, and a lot of trust issues, which is not good for us. That's not healthy relationships. And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be your parents, it could be siblings, other relatives, it could be a quote unquote friend, it could be anybody. Just because people are in your life, it does not mean that they should be. And that is one thing that I, for sure, I had to learn that myself. Just because people were maybe born, you were raised around them, or just because people attach themselves to you, or just because you care for them. People will use you as a puppet and play you. They will feed off of your kindness, and they'll take your kindness for weakness. But we have to empower our mind and stop letting people hold a space in our life by putting on all of these excuses, all of these just terrible things that they do to us. But we're the ones that have to bring it to an end. We're the ones that have to stop being a doormat. We have to stop being doormats. We have to stop being played and used and manipulated and gaslighted. And the list goes on and on. We could talk about so many toxic things that people will do. The people who are just taking up space in our life, and not in a good way, because there are people who hold the space in our life that are bringing us benefits and empowerment. But if they are just a space filler, and all they are doing is, you feel like they're basically like a child in your life, that you always have to train them and teach them, and you're always arguing with them, or they don't show up for you, and there's always some sort of residual pain that you get from them, just being in their company, just talking with them, or the way that maybe they'll ghost you and things like that, and use as a tactic for the future. Oh, I couldn't do it because of this and this, when really they never cared. They never were going to show up for you, because they're unhealed and miserable, and so many other excuses. And we probably could add to the list. There's so many people who have unresolved mental health issues, and even some mental illness for some individuals. But it is what it is. Hi, Miss Betty. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. So let's get into the real meat of this conversation, and that's, they are not providing any value in your life. Now, I have said this so many times over here on this channel. If people are not adding to your life, you need to subtract them. And that's real. If people are not adding any benefit, if you're not feeling fed, mentally or spiritually, or whatever it is that you need to be fed, but people need to be bringing something beneficial into your life. And if they are just holding that space in your life, and you're wasting your time, your energy, your effort, your everything, or they could be a distraction, because that's another reason why people hold space in your life, is to distract you and to get you off track from your purpose and your passion. They want you to help them, but they're never going to help you. And when I finally came to that realization that they're only there for what they can draw from you. Some individuals are literally like leeches. They're only there to suck all of the beneficial things out of you. They're there to ride on the coattails of your success, like Boss Life Online always says. They're here to play with you, play games with your mind. Some people are only around for what the fringe benefits, but they're not doing anything to help you. Actually, you're stressed out, you're worried, you're angry, you're being affected financially, and the list goes on and on. So I wanted to have this conversation because we have to understand that that's not the only option. We don't only have to have people in our life that use us. We should start thinking better and shifting our mindset. I deserve better than this. And you do. You deserve you deserve a better life, and you deserve peace of mind. First Lady, 01 is in the house. How are you doing, First Lady? Thank you for being here. Happy Wednesday. And that's one of the things that I had to really get to that space in my life that if people weren't going to bring value into my life, I had to start valuing myself and not waiting for people to come over to our side, but for us to vibrate in a space of direction, knowing our worth, knowing that we love ourselves, and setting the boundaries. The reason why we usually keep people and make them hold a space in our life is because we feel we don't deserve better. Maybe it's not something that we will say out loud, but inside some of those, if you do some introspection and some reflection on yourself, maybe it goes back to some childhood trauma or a previous relationship or friendships or some other people that because they did those things to you, you feel that that is acceptable. And when you're around toxic behavior and manipulative people, after a while, you kind of give up in the expectation that they will ever support you. You give up in that, oh, one day they're going to do right by me. You already know that they're not doing it, because if somebody has not shown it to you already, that means they're not going to do it. So all the excuses in the world, all of the apologies, all of the shoulda, woulda, couldas, all of the melodrama that they try to bring into your life, we're the ones that keep allowing it. So we need to be asking ourselves those tough questions. Why do I keep allowing them to treat me this way? Why do I answer their phone calls? Why do I tell them my business? These are some of the reasons why people take advantage of us, because people can only take advantage of you if, number one, they know your business. Number two, you keep giving them your time. You have to feed that negative energy. And once you cut off that negative energy, they're, they're going to go away, because you don't answer their phone calls, you don't go around them, you don't engage with them, you're not supportive. When you shift your mindset, when you empower yourself, you empower your life. When you love yourself, you shift everything. When you start to get healthy in the mind, you get healthy in everything. Let's see, I missed some comments here. Thank you so much for the jewels, First Lady. Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Hey, Stash Cash, how are you doing? Welcome in. When you really start to shift your mindset, you're going to shift every single thing in your life. And when I came to that realization that people only treat me bad because I keep letting them come back. When I start when I started to cut people off, when I removed them from my life, when I started vibrating in at a higher frequency, when I started showing up for myself, when I stopped telling them my business, when I stopped talking about what I'm going to do and just did it, my life changed. See, people can't hold a space in your life. People can't bring you down if you do not allow them to stay there. So that's the reason why having an evaluation of your life, evaluating from time to time, why do I have this person in my phone? Why am I in this relationship? Why are they my friend? Why am I romantically involved with them? Why X, Y, and Z? And when you ask yourself these questions, then you will really find out, you'll get to the bottom of it. Because when I healed my childhood trauma and what I thought about myself and started to do some pushing back, speaking over my life. I'm very big on positive self talk, that just because whoever did things that was hurtful and mean and verbally abusive, and you may not be where you want to be, all of that, it doesn't fly anymore, loved ones. We're not little kids. We are grown women and grown men. So the excuses just doesn't work anymore. We can't keep saying this happened and this happened to me. Yes, okay, I understand. I get it. But that's not good enough. You have to start vibrating higher. You have to start making better decisions. You have to be accountable that yes, people do wrong to you, but what do you allow? See, that's the accountability part. That's the healed part of ourself. People do wrong, but why didn't I cut them off? See, those are the questions that we need to be asking ourselves. Yes. Welcome, Stash. Welcome, Realist. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are all doing amazing. Um, First Lady says you have to audit your environment. You can't heal in the same environment that broke you. You're surrounded by people who don't pour back into you, they just take. And that is the reason why I said from time to time, you need to be doing an evaluation of why people are in your phone. Why am I doing the whatever it is that you do to make your money? Why am I doing it? What is the reason? Are you just doing it because you feel like you have to, or is it something that you enjoy? Asking yourself those questions is what helps you to experience personal growth and development and not just being stagnant, not just being stuck. Because being around people who just feel, okay, I just will stay here in the average and the ordinary. No, we want better because we love ourselves. And I want you to want better every week, every month, every 6 months to every year. You should be reevaluating your life. What am I doing? Am I doing better? What have I learned in the past 30, 60, 90, 365 days? What have I learned about myself? What am I doing better? Am I speaking better positive self-talk over my life? Am I showing up for myself? Am I taking breaks? Am I setting boundaries? These are all the things that we need to be doing an audit, as First Lady said. We need to be doing an evaluation, asking the questions and not just surface level, but getting deep. And that's why I always say it's important for us to have that solo time where it's quiet and shutting out all of the noise of the outside world. No TV, no music, no nothing, just us and our thoughts. It's very important to get quiet with yourself. Get quiet so that you can really ask yourself the big question: how am I really doing? Am I okay? Am I treating myself right? And also, are other people in my life treating me in the right way? Very important questions to be asking yourself. Yes. So, I just honestly wanted to have this conversation and talk to you guys about it because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And far too many people, they will make the excuses, they will complain about their life, but they're not willing to do anything to upgrade their life. In order to upgrade, you have to believe that you deserve better. You have to believe I am the answer to why I'm not moving forward or to why I'm feeling very discouraged, because it's our responsibility to encourage ourselves. It's your responsibility to encourage yourself. That's not the job of the people around you. You are responsible for your own peace. You're responsible for your own happiness. You're responsible for your own joy. And if you have people around you that are poking holes in your dreams, discouraging you, holding you back, and all you're doing is helping them, I'm going to tell you guys something that my mentor and my therapist really schooled me on. And she told me that If you don't know the direction of your life, if you don't know who you are, what you want, and you're not seeking to move forward with that, other people will tell you who you are. Either you're going to take control or you're going to be controlled. There's only two options in life. Either you're going to take control or you will be controlled. And there's way too many people who love to try to be a puppet of your life, try to get control and power over you, try to bring you down. But you have to rise above. You have to be vibrating at a higher frequency. But that's each and every one of us as adults. That's each and every one of our choices. You have to make that choice every day. Today, I choose me. I choose to be positive. I choose to vibrate higher. I choose to let go of the negativity. And that's one thing about life and those people who are just taking up space. We have to recognize that they don't bring value. And if people don't bring value in your life, you have to get rid of them. So, we each deserve to have relationships with individuals that we receive healing and healthy benefits. Like, one of my favorite things is being around people that when you're around them, it's like you can take a deep breath, you can rest. Have you ever been around people and it's like when you're around them, you hold your breath, or you get like knots in your neck, in your shoulders, or you get a headache because they're so frustrating, they're so judgmental, they're so negative that they can't help but bring you down because they haven't done any of the inner work. And until somebody does the inner work, they're going to bring pain to you. But we don't have to keep taking it. Yeah, you have to. Yes, no value, Lara. We are the ones that have to choose peace. And when I got that part right there, that I am in charge, I am in control of the peace that I bring into my life. I'm in control of that. That's not anybody else's responsibility. So if it's something that someone's getting on my nerves, that means I'm giving them too much power, too much energy. And you got to shut them out. You got to shut out other people. When you get so busy in your talents and your gifts and your life and your healing, your peace will become abundant. Because if you're so into doing you, you have no time to look at this person and that person and their judgments, and that you don't have time for it. So you got to dismiss it. So remember that we deserve, not asking, we deserve to have relationships with individuals that we receive a healing from. Being in their being in their company is a refreshment. It's like having they're like a breath of fresh air. We find refreshment in their company. We find peace being around them, and they're saying encouraging words, or because of the life that they live, they're about their business and they're not making excuses. And I'll tell you that when I started to shift who I give my time to, who I friend, who I um who I talk to, it shifted my life. Because if you're around people who are just like a bum on a log, they're not really motivated or inspired to do anything, you're going to feel like that's okay, because you are who you associate with. So if you associate with people who are doing nothing in their life, that's the same energy you're going to get back. It's just what it is. And this is another important part of the people who are just taking up space. If they're not giving you emotional support, or if they're not emotionally intelligent enough to see how they make how they make you feel. They don't understand, like, now is not a good time. See, a person who is emotionally intelligent knows how to um, deal with you. They're not just about themselves, they're not selfish, they're compassionate, they won't take advantage of you. There's no gaslighting, no manipulation. They're just themselves, but they also know how to allow you to be yourself. I feel like that really comes in clutch in life, knowing that, okay, I know myself. Okay. I know who I am. And the majority of individuals that you run into on a day to day basis, especially those who are in power, like people who are bosses or matriarch or patriarch of the family, is people who are in spaces of power. They don't know how to allow other people to shine. So you have to be careful with people who are power hungry. You got to love yourself enough to say, however they want to act or however they want to be, don't let one, as what's the saying go, don't let one monkey ruin the show, right? Stop the show. Don't let other people with their foolishness stop you from doing what you need to do. And that's one of the things that I had to learn myself, is I had to stop letting anger people make me angry, because it's so easy. They say something and then you snap. Because I found myself, someone says something and automatically I find like I have to go back and forth with them. But the more you know yourself, is the more you understand, I don't have to bring you over to my side. I don't have to make you like me. I don't have to get you to trust me. It's none of those things, because the people who are in your life with good intentions that really care about you, they know you. They know your character. They know who you are. So you don't have to constantly convince them. You don't have to always be there for them. They're also willing to do some things for you. And that's the thing about this whole conversation, is that we cannot let people just be in our life just to be there, just to occupy the space. What are they bringing? What value? What benefit are you getting? And if you're not getting that emotional support, it's not good. To all my loved ones, to the ladies, to the gentlemen, if you are not being emotionally supported, if you tell somebody you don't like something and then they go and basically do a screw you and do whatever they want, not caring about your feelings, stay far away from those people. Okay. And we're here on the last point. If you have people in your life and they do not spiritually support you and bring you strength, now everybody has different ideas and things about what they believe in spiritually, and I respect everybody's opinions on that part. But if you don't feel spiritually strengthened, supported, if you're not growing, if you're not elevating, if you don't have peace from within, if your spirit, if they always are breaking your spirit, that's the thing. It's not going to work. It's most definitely not going to work. You're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. Hi, Cole. How are you? So, I just wanted to tell you guys this, that you deserve better. And we have to stop allowing people to just be in our life because they're taking up space, being in these relationships, like dating somebody or being in, even people who are married. It's like you're in this relationship and it's like you hit the wall. There's no growing there, there's no joy. You're not happy. Same thing with friendships or relatives. If you're not growing in the relationship, and there's only you are the one putting in the work, you're doing everything. You're doing all the heavy lifting. You're doing all the kind deeds, and you're getting nothing back. It's time to do some evaluating. It's time to do some thinking, some meditating on what's going on, and making some decisions about setting boundaries for yourself. Because when you know your worth, you're not going to let people take advantage of you. You will not let people keep using you. You won't. It's a non negotiable. So I just wanted to say to all of you loved ones, show up for yourself and don't let people take up space in your life. Know your worth enough to say, I deserve for people to show up for me. And if you need to take those steps back, be firm. Don't be wishy washy. Don't wobble onto opinions. You know what you want, you know what you need, and stand firm on that. You don't have to explain it because we're all the way grown over here. We're not little kids. We don't have to explain why we're not going to go around them and none of that. Heavy on I'm grown. Be firm on it. Okay, loved ones, be firm. This is a channel for trauma healing, healthy relationships, showing up for ourselves, loving ourselves, being confident, making wiser decisions. Because when you make that pivot of shifting your mindset, I'm not who I used to be. I don't have to be who other people want me to be. I'm myself. And I want you all to know that that's enough. It's enough to be yourself. It's enough to know your worth. It's enough that you have expectations. Yes, you should expect for people to treat you right. You should expect it. Hi, Elijah. How are you doing? So that's one of the things that I wanted to say to you all. Let's make some wise decisions today, this month, and the rest of this year. You know, we are 6 months into 2026. Can't believe it's already 6 months that has passed. How are you doing on your healing journey? How are you doing on your self love, your self awareness, your empowerment? Are you setting those boundaries? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you taking care of your mental health? You got to be firm. You have to love yourself. And it starts with the decisions that you make, the choices, the people that you allow to get in. Don't allow their negative, dark energy to get in and bring you down. You deserve better. Okay? So know your worth, love yourself. I'm Love Marlene 411, your channel for all of the inspiration, motivation, and as your life coach, I want to speak to your heart for a moment. No matter what you've been through, no matter what other people have said to you, no matter what other people think about you, it's about what you think about yourself. And I want you to say to yourself, I give myself the permission to do better. I give myself the permission to not let people just be in my life to use me. I am no doormat. I am worthy, capable, and deserving of having a phenomenal life. So set those boundaries, go out there and live your life, love yourself, and give yourself the opportunity to heal. And don't let people keep hurting you. Know your worth. I'm Love Marlene 411. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the channel members. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to get out of here. Let's end with a channel song, and I will see you guys back maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I think tomorrow will be the sip and chat. If not, we will reschedule for another time. Sending you guys positive energy. And you know what I say over here on Love Marlene 411, when we learn to love ourselves, to heal, to forgive, to show up for ourselves, we can love ourselves better. And then we can radiate that positivity in healthy and healing relationships moving forward. I'll see you guys on the next one.
I spent a lifetime hiding in the grave with a heavy heart and nothing left to say. Battling shadows, walking in the rhythm of the life I didn't choose. From the silent cries and the darkest nights to the moments I almost gave up the fight, I was lost in the echoes of a hollow sound, searching for a solid piece of ground. But I'm Love Marlene 411, and I'm standing tall. I'm living proof that you can survive it all. From the 411 to the depths of my soul, I'm taking back the pieces, making them whole. It's a journey of healing, a path to the light. We're breaking every curse and winning the fight. From my heart to yours, let the healing start. We're making peace with the past and broken parts. It's more than just a story, it's a brand new lens, seeing where the trauma stops and where the light begins. Breaking generational chains, link by link, learning how to feel, learning how to think. Guarding my spirit, my mind and my peace, watching the anxiety and the tension release. I found a self-love that was always meant to be a gift from God, now living in me. No more worthlessness, no more shame. I'm calling out the joy and I'm calling it by name. I am conscious of the seeds we sow. Watch how